What am I doing? I'm about to eat an Easter egg left over from Easter Day. Can you ask a question? Okay, give me my egg back. Did Jesus really rise from the dead? Yes. How do we know? When Jesus was in the tomb and the stone was sealed up, there were 2 guards outside. And on Easter Day, the soldiers left, the tomb was open, and the grave clothes, the cloth that was wrapped in his body, was still in the tomb. And Mary Magdalene saw him. Yes, only one person right there at the time saw him. Peter and John, they both saw the empty tomb. They saw the grave clothes, which showed that he hadn't been stolen. After all, even the cloth that went over his face was rolled up and just sitting on the stone ledge where the body would have been. But the disciples weren't entirely sure what had happened. So at this time they stayed hidden in a locked room. And Thomas wasn't with them at this point in time. So he was either out finding out what other people were doing, whether or not they were looking for the disciples, or maybe he was just out buying food. But the other disciples were in the room, and all of a sudden Jesus appeared to them. He gave them the Holy Spirit and then disappeared. And then Thomas came back. Yes, and he missed the Holy Spirit. That's okay. Jesus will give it back to them again later. Anyway, these disciples were really excited that they had seen Jesus. Now, after all Thomas had been through, and he'd been a very ardent follower of Jesus, he had been willing to go with Jesus back when Lazarus was put in the tomb, to even die with Jesus. And now the pain was so deep that he just didn't believe. What did he do? Well, he said, unless I see the wounds with my own eyes and put my hand in the holes in his hands and put my hand in the hole in his side from the spear, I won't believe, says Thomas. And about a week after that, when they were all together in the locked room, Jesus suddenly appeared right there with them all. Was he a ghost? No. And we know he wasn't a ghost because when he was in the locked room with them all, he asked for a fish. He went, I'm hungry. Please give me something to eat. So by asking for food and going through the motion of eating it, he showed that he couldn't be a ghost because ghosts don't eat. And he turned to Thomas and said, have a look. See the holes in my hands? Have a look at the hole in my side and come and stick your hand in them. Yeah, which is pretty gross, I know. But Thomas did not actually put his hand inside Jesus' wounds. It's all right. Instead, Thomas fell to the ground to his knees and cried out, my Lord and my God, and worshipped Jesus. And Jesus says, of course, it's a good thing that you believe and you're excited about me having risen from the dead and that I'm the Lord. But what's more important is all the people who are going to believe and not actually see me. And it's from their eyewitness testimony, from them having actually seen him, that they get the strength to live out their faith in Jesus as Lord and God. And it's from their stories that other people believed. And from the stories of the people who believed others have believed, and then you believed. So, does that answer your question? We can eat the eggs now.